Nats, including a grand finish from Matt Wieters in the series finale. Tonight, back in D.C. to start a 9-game homestand. Max is ready to go in Game 1 on MASN.
Good to be back home for the Nats after a 3-3 road trip that started with these Marlins, ended with those Cubs. So it's time to get back home. The rain has stopped. Looks like a nice evening. And anytime Max Scherzer is on the mound, we expect maybe some special things at Nationals Park. You look familiar. Good to be back with you.
Nice to have you back, Dave. I mean, Bob.
Well, and it's good to have Johnny back, too, and it's good to have Max Scherzer back because FP, some anxious moments after the high of the home run in Miami last week.
Yeah, that was the top of the second. He pitched the first. He was flawless, and then a little fake bunt hit, 3-run Tater. Huge celebration in the Nats dugout. Then after the celebration, we saw this. We caught this on camera. Then he went back out for the bottom of the second, threw one pitch and told Dusty Baker, no mas, I'm good. The back spasm, the neck spasm, excuse me, a little too severe to keep going. I think, hey, a smart decision by Max. It's Thursday, he's back. It's Thursday, he's back, and we're all anxious to see him.
And if he gets win number 13, he'll be even higher in that category. No lower than second in ERA, opponent's batting average, strikeouts, and innings pitched. So you've got some sluggers on display again in this series. This time in our ballpark, 28-81 for Bryce, 36-79 for Giancarlo. These are two of the most feared hitters in the game, and let's see them go head-to-head. Marlins have played the Nats tough. Here we go. It's meeting number 10 this year.
Time in 12 starts against Miami with a 3.45 ERA. So Max has to wait because it's 7:04. And he's kind of looking out toward the scoreboard, waiting for the time to change. Little rain falling here.
He threw 10 pitches last start. He's ready to go.
There is no pitch limit on Max Scherzer tonight, folks. So here he is right on time at 7:05. D. Gordon is up there swinging. Pop fly, going foul, chasing it. The left fielder and the shortstop, and Howie Kendrick is there to grab it. So it's 72 on a cloudy and misty evening after all the rain we've had in the D.C. area today. The Marlins are third in the league in hitting and batting average, seventh in homers. And Giancarlo Stanton is the power guy that everybody's talking about in that number 2 spot for Miami. Not the 3-hole, not the 4-hole. Of his 36 home runs this year, maybe this is a byproduct of that, 23 have been solos.
Well, we just showed you in the open. There's the arsenal. Fastball 94, slider 86, curveball change a compliment. Pulled after 1 inning last start with a neck spasm. Showed you the home run, the first of his career, a 3-run shot. And he threw 1 practice pitch in the top of the second, looked at the dugout and said, "I'm good, Dusty." Came out and has been treating that thing, and here we go. Scherz Day.
Swing and a miss by the big slugger, and the count goes 1-2.
Challenge fastball out of plate. Stanton late. 94 miles an hour.
And the 1-2, did he go? There's an appeal, and he's punched out at first by Manny Gonzalez. Foul out and a strikeout to start the night.
The opponent's hitting 110 versus the Max Scherzer slider this year. And get this, he struck out 40.5% of the right-handers he's faced since the start of the 2016 season. He struck out 289 of the 714 right-handers he's faced. And Stanton not happy.
Way outside to Christian Yelich. Pretty good success against Max, 7 for 21, couple of home runs. Scherzer, 23rd start of the year. That strikeout was number 202.
And that leads the National League. Here's the defense for the Nats. Kendrick, Goodwin, Harper, the outfield. Defoe, Rendon, left side. Murphy, Zimmerman, right side. Matt Wieters behind the plate. There's the Grand Slam kid from yesterday. Hit one in the basket. Fired us all up.
Yeah, what a great way to come home. After a series in Miami that started with so much promise and then got derailed, then on to Chicago, where the Nats were able to take 2 out of 3 without any of the so-called big 3, Scherzer, Strasburg, or Gio, pitching in that series. Gio's back. We'll see him in 2 nights. And a 1-2 to Yelich, who fights it off to the left side. Fielding Culbreth, the crew chief, is a 25-year big league veteran. 8th year for Manny Gonzalez at first. Ryan Editon, one of the call-up umpires. And then 22-year veteran C.B. Buckner, third base. One-two pitch. Early game notes for you. So the Nats, 9 runs or more an unbelievable 19 times this year after the late outburst yesterday. Marlins like to score early, and when they do, they're successful. And Max Scherzer looking for maybe number 62 tonight in terms of 10 strikeouts or more. That's an amazing number. Here's a 1-2. He goes off speed and the count's even.
Good take by Yelich right there, recognizing the changeup early.
So the Marlins 5 under 500, 13 back of the Nats. Game and a half up on Atlanta. Don Mattingly's ball club on the road, 4 under at 25 and 29. In the division, the Marlins play everybody tough. They're 20 and 21 against the East, including 5 and 4 against the Nationals. Nats beat them in a series earlier this year in this ballpark, 2 out of 3.
Off speed upstairs, and Yelich could not make the connection. So Max Scherzer, 203 strikeouts to lead the lead, and that's in his 147th inning. You by PNC Bank for the achiever in you, and by the Lexus RX, featuring a pre-collision system with pedestrian detection standard. Right to the Nats lineup, second in the league in batting average, 274 to Colorado's 276. But the Nats have scored the most runs in the league, and Bryce Harper has driven in 81 of those. He has also scored a great number of runs at 89. Slugging percentage, you better not try to sneak a heater by him or you may pay. So here's Chris O'Grady seeing the Nats and vice versa for the second time in a week.
You see the fastball right there. It's averaged 84.8 miles an hour over the last month. That's 176 out of 177 major league starters. So stay back, think about going the other way. Cutter, curveball change you go with it. Last start was against the Nats, where he gave up 6 runs on 7 hits. Over 3 innings of work, 75 pitches, 46 of those for strikes.
And the big hook, unreachable 0-2. So Derek Dietrich, now he's going to back up. He was well onto the grass until the count got to a 2-strike situation. Brian had a base hit and a walk against O'Grady last week, and that's low and away. Fastball upstairs, or was that indeed a heater at 82, but it had some cutting action to it.
Well, he'll throw that cutter 35% of the time. That's probably what it was. Here's a defense for the Marlins tonight. Ozuna, Yelich, Stanton the outfield, Aviles, Dietrich left side, Gordon, Talise right side, and JT Realmuto behind the plate. JT played first base yesterday for the first time and apparently did a real nice job.
Yeah, he leads major league catchers in a lot of offensive categories. Yeah, they're dealing with the absence of Justin Bour, Tomas Talise over there tonight. So here's Kendrick, who homered against the lefty last week, went 2 for 2 in that game. Say one thing about O'Grady, at least in the early going, he gets the ball and he's ready to roll. Now he's going to step out for a while after that foul ball. He's a true Patriot. On a check swing, it's off to the right.
We talk about a fast tempo. Eric Fetty yesterday, he was getting it going, boy. On the mound, shaking yes to every pitch, throwing strikes.
Don't you love seeing that from a young pitcher?
You do.
Any pitcher, but especially the guys who are new to this. That was a big slow curveball. Derek Dietrich at third, 2 down. So Bryce steps in, the league's 4th leading hitter, at 326. 9 points behind his teammate, Mr. Murphy, and 5 clicks behind Charlie Blackmon. Justin Turner came out of the Dodgers weekend at New York at 349. Hit a couple of homers in that series against his old ball club.
And Bryce over the weekend in Chicago was switching back and forth from the leg kick to just the heel up thing. We'll see what he does here tonight. Taking all the way on the first 2 pitches for sure.
O'Grady, the rookie, 6th start. 2-1 with a high ERA. And Bryce tried to get that one up and in, couldn't get to it. And then he cuts one away from Harper for the strikeout. So each starter 2 Ks in the first inning. Early on a misty night, no score.
Back with the ball club today, activated off the paternity list. Eric Fetty optioned down to AAA Syracuse with Gio back with the club. Gio and Leah Gonzalez welcoming their latest son to the family. Gio now with 2 sons. This one, Gabriel Charles. He had to fly back from Chicago to DC to try and be there with Leah when she went into labor. He unfortunately wasn't able to make it in time, but watched on FaceTime in the corner of an airport gate. He said fans were coming up to him to ask for pictures. He was like, guys, I'd love to. My wife is giving birth right now. But congratulations to Gio and Leah. Gabriel Charles Gonzalez, their latest.
Well done, Dan, with our Coons.com sideline report. Over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. And we know that you fans who approached Gio in that situation, he would sign, post for pictures, say hi to you anytime. But that's when life stops right there and another life getting started. So well done, Gio. And our very best to Leah and Gabriel Charles. Yeah, it's a day when we celebrate some new life in the Nats family, and we regret the passing of a couple of great baseball men. We'll talk about that as the night goes on. 0-2, and Max Scherzer just powering one away from Marcell Ozuna for his 3rd consecutive strikeout. Don Baylor was a lot of things to a lot of people in baseball. He was a great hitter. He was a great player, wearing the Orioles uniform, the Angels, others. I mean, he was a downright good slugger. He could also run. Later in his career, Don would manage. That's him working with us on Masson. He was one of our first studio guys over 10 years ago. Don Baylor passing away. We're going to miss him. One of the classiest guys we've ever met, and a very good friend and contemporary of Dusty Baker.
And one of 6 players with 325 plus homers, 275 plus stolen bases, and 1,200 plus RBI. The others were Barry Bonds, A-Rod, Willie Mays, Andre Dawson, and Carlos Beltran. So,
wow.
And when you talk about Darren Daulton and Don Baylor, you know, there's a thing that players talk about. It's called baseball gods. You know, if you don't do things the right way, the baseball gods will get you. Well, the baseball gods just got 2 new Supreme Court members today, and Don Baylor, and yesterday with Darren Daulton.
Well said. You had 2 great, fierce competitors. High in the air to left off the bat of Real Muto. Kendrick going back, and he's got enough room. That ball was in the air forever before it came straight down at the 377 mark. So you must think the Yard's playing big tonight.
Well, it looked like it was heading for a tater. And usually the first thing I do is look down Half Street to see where the flags are blowing, and they're blowing straight down right now. It looked like, by the way, Howie Kendrick went after that the ball just died. Doesn't look like there's a breeze or anything. Maybe some thick air here after it rained all day, but a nice play. I thought it was gone.
As did I, and Real Muto still sitting on 13 home runs. Here's Derek Dietrich, who's hit 6. And Scherzer with the curveball, high 70s for a strike. Derek Dietrich 4 for 17 career against Max. Rendon even with the bag at third. Well inside to Dietrich, who gets hit a lot. He's been drilled 14 times this year, 4th most in the National League, and 68 times in his career. In fact, between Dietrich and Gordon, 24 times hit by pitches this year. That ball is drilled to center. Going back, good win, and he's got it. No, it's over his glove. For a moment, looked like he had it in there, and the ball just took off, and it's a 2-out double for Derek Dietrich.
But Dietrich always seems to see the ball well off of Max. And this one did carry, so pretty good jump by Brian on this one. Yeah, you couldn't tell when he reached up whether he got it or not, but from this angle, you can definitely see the ball just out of his reach, maybe by him a little bit. So a 2-out double for Dietrich. Pretty good effort by Goodwin.
What's the big challenge on that ball hit right back over your head?
Well, it's to get the read initially. That's the hardest play for a center fielder. The low line drive right at you. It's whether I'm going in or going back. So off the crack of the bat, you listen for the sound. If it's loud, you know you got to go back usually. And if it's got that dull thud, then maybe you freeze for a second to get the read. But sometimes if you freeze, Carp, you know, that's too long. You already made the mistake by waiting a click before you jump, before you run.
Yeah, so one ball stays in the yard by Real Muto. Another one takes off like a rocket to get over the glove of Goodwin. Tomas Telis 4 for 23 in his 13 games with the Marlins this year. Four for 13 all of last season at the major league level. They got him back in 2015 at the trading deadline from the Rangers for a right-handed reliever, Sam Dyson. 26 years of age, switch hitting catcher, and tonight first baseman. 3-0. Taylor is 1 for 3 career against Scherzer with a home run. And you would think taking all the way. 3-1 now.
The way he shook his head right there after the take, I wonder if he was thinking he wishes he had the green light.
Mm-hmm. Three RBIs produced by those 4 hits so far. All of them left-handed. The hits, that is. And perfect with the heater to the outside edge. Mercedes-Benz on the pitch cast.
And 96 miles an hour on the black. And does Max throw 3 fastballs in a row right here? Or does he go to a changeup with first base open and right-hander on deck? A lot of times in this situation, he'll go 3-2 change to a lefty.
Murphy, couple of steps onto the grass, short right field. Goodwin playing to the left center side. And that's going to be a one-hopper to Daniel Murphy. Gets behind it, and no problem for Max after the 2-out double. Ryan Zimmerman hitting .308, and then Murphy and Rendon coming up.
By Miller Lite. The rain scared a lot of people away today.
Yeah, small crowd tonight. We told you who's coming up. Let's see what kind of categories we have them under. It will be against left-handed pitching this season. So Ryan Zimmerman batting .308, his left-handed numbers. Right about that. Daniel Murphy, lefty-lefty, doesn't bother him. Anthony Rendon loves left-handed pitchers. All brought to you by Mazda. Ryan 0 for 2 in the game against O'Grady last week. Murphy 1 for 2 against him, as was Rendon. Both of them had doubles.
Ryan hitting .350 at home this year.
Yeah, he's had one of the best batting averages in that category in the National League all year long. Highest of any national.
He made a little adjustment with his swing, and did he feel something right there, Chris O'Grady?
Real Muto straight out to meet him.
Don Mattingly, and looks like
he's got his hand on his side.
Oblique. Comes Don.
How strange would this be after what happened to Scherzer after 1 inning last week?
I was just about to comment that Ryan Zimmerman's got a new stance tonight, and then this happens. Looks like he felt something in his right side after the pitch. That's something you don't fool around with, man. If you feel anything. I've seen so many guys, whether hitters or pitchers, feel a little bite in there and they say, oh, I'm fine, it's just a cramp, and the next thing you know, you tear that thing and you're out for over a month. You don't mess around with obliques ever.
Yeah, and that's kind of unusual on the glove side.
I can't tell you how many hitters I've seen as a player and a broadcaster check a swing and say, I'm fine, I'm good, it's just a cramp, and then they take one more swing and the thing tears and you're done. Because it doesn't hurt that bad initially until you really get it. And then you can't breathe, you can't cough, you can't laugh, you can't do anything.
So he's taken 2 tosses. Marlin trainer Sean Cunningham there with Don Mattingly. And as this conversation goes on, you kind of get the feeling that the skipper and the trainer not too wild about him continuing. He's going to go back up there, and for now they've been dismissed. The count is 3-0 on Ryan Zimmerman. So FP, what are you seeing from Ryan?
His hands are way hanging out over the plate more, away from his body. Kind of extended out over. Maybe it's freed him up. He made an adjustment in the cage or something, but that's way different. See it better from center field.
And O'Grady misses on 4. Nationals with their first base runner. Good to see Michael A. Taylor, Adam Eaton, and of course Trey Turner.
Michael A. is close. Been getting some at-bats in the minors. Dusty Baker said he wants him to really feel great before he comes back, and he's saying his fastball timing isn't where he wants it. He's feeling good. Dusty said he wants him to be all locked in when he comes back.
Yeah, Dusty said I'd rather have a guy too ready than not ready enough, which means he would probably do the rehab for a couple more days than necessary. And Trey Turner will start swinging, but Dusty used the word soon, so we'll just wait and see on that. Murphy was lunging for that pitch, a flare to right center, and getting out there after almost stumbling was D. Gordon for the first out.
All right, calling all Hokies. Join the Nats on Tuesday, August 8th as we celebrate the 3rd of 7 college days at the ballpark with a special ticket. Virginia Tech students, alumni, and fans will enjoy an outfield reserve ticket. And that awesome hat you're looking at, that's co-branded by New Era. Visit nationals.com/special ticket for more information.
Yeah, the Hokie colors look great, and now here they come again. The first time was after 15 pitches. This time it's after 18 pitches. I mean, he cannot continue when they've got to come out for a second time.
That's just something you can't chief out. And the more you pitch, the worse it gets, and the longer you're on the DL.
So that's going to be 18 pitches, 11 strikes for Chris O'Grady. And the Marlins early will go to their bullpen, and the unusual things that happen on a night when Max Scherzer's pitching after what happened in Miami last week. If you need expert printing, the UPS store has you covered. Together, there's nothing we can't solve. It's our UPS store. Call to the bullpen. Brought to you by T-Mobile. Cody Bellinger keeps getting it done. Hit a big homer for the Dodgers over the weekend that got them from behind to beat the Mets. Yonder Alonso made the All-Star team. The Nats played against him out in Oakland. He is now a Seattle Mariner for young Boog Powell, that transaction. And Aaron Judge now, 11th rookie ever to hit 35 home runs in his first big league season. He could hit 50. So Don Mattingly is going to go to Odrisamer Despaigne, 30-year-old right-hander from Cuba, and he's a guy who has started in his big league career. In fact, when he was a Padre, he started against the Nats. 73 total big league games, 35 starts, a 9-19 record with a 4.90 ERA, and all the time he needs to get ready.
Yeah, fastball, cut, fastball, curveball change, fastball 92. You know, you never want to see anybody get hurt, and you've been doing this a long time, Carp. Have you ever just read all the promos in one of these injury deals and just got them all out of the way? Just back to back to back?
Maybe could. I don't know, but the sponsors would like that too much. They like to have their exclusivity here and there.
Shove them all in.
But Despaigne has appeared against the Nationals in his career 4 times. One start with San Diego, 0-1 with a 9.45 ERA. Anthony Rendon will be the first guy waiting for him. Well, here's something we can tell you about this moment in history, brought to you by University of Maryland, University College. Mike Bassick of the Nats. It's so long ago, Santangelo was a reporter for the Giants, and we remember this night at AT&T Park when it disappeared out there. People going crazy. Ooh, one guy had his hand on the ball and let it get away, and that was the all-time record setter. Later, there would be a very touching video on the board from Henry Aaron himself. That was my favorite part of the night, when we got to hear from the great Hank Aaron. Big-time party in San Fran that evening.
My favorite part was the guy that caught the ball got whisked away by a bunch of security guys in the players' lot behind the left field fence where the trucks are. I mean, he had this look on his face like, you know, he was scared for his life. And that was after he caught the ball. He's in the middle of that scrum. And there was a riot for that ball. Those guys were going for that baseball for a good 10 minutes. And he finally came out with a ball, and they just took him away, and we never saw him again, at least for a while.
He's in the record-setting baseball witness protection program right now. And I hope everybody was reasonable about that. I'm sure some transaction took place after that. Here's Anthony Rendon with a count of 1-1. And against Despaigne, career, just one at bat, a fly ball out. So the dynamic of this game changes as the Marlins go from a lefty to a right-hander out of their bullpen.
That ball sold for $752,467.20. I'm seeing right here.
Really? Wow.
I mean, it says it on the internet, so it's true, right?
Has to be. Any comments behind that story?
I'm really rich and you'll never see me again, is what he said. No.
Welcome to my island, if you can find me.
Yeah, so I guess that was worth being on the bottom of that pile.
So that was, and that's up and in, and Anthony Rendon has to shake that one off. That was an off-speed pitch, a changeup that got him. He just had nowhere to go. Now the Nats have 2 runners without a hit.
And where to get him? Knuckles on the top hand, it looks like.
Oh, don't need that.
Doesn't matter if it's off speed. If the baseball pins your fingers against the bat, it doesn't feel great at all. And that's his throwing hand too.
Gonna keep that thing in a fist for a little while and wiggle those fingers. Well, you know what happened the last time Matt Wieters came up with men on base. Facing Despaigne for the first time. Off speed, base hit, right field. Zimmerman got a great jump. Bob Henley sends him. Stanton's throw is way too late. And over to third, Rendon. Matt Wieters, 5 RBIs on his last 2 swings.
Well, there goes a no-hitter. Matt Wieters with an RBI single. There goes a shutout. I mean, that's happened so many times this year on the same swing. And watch Giancarlo Stanton throw this ball. I don't know if it was wet or he just didn't think he had a chance. But that's a guy with one of the better arms in right field in baseball. And either he felt like Ryan Zimmerman was going to score easily or he just didn't want to throw it. That was a curious throw for the Marlins right fielder.
Number 8 man, Wilmer Dietrich playing really shallow at third.
I don't know if he's feeling good either. It rained all day here, so I don't know if it's wet or he's just thinking it's going to be wet or he just doesn't want to throw it, but he's got a cannon, and that's definitely not a cannon.
Wilmer hitting .345 his last 25 games. And he was late for 93. Great chance to go up by 2 here. 1 out in the inning. Scherzer on deck. And up the middle, and that's the worst place you could hit one because that's an easy 6-3 Micah Viles double play. Nats pick up a run on the Wieters base hit. His 44th RBI.
When he signed with the Nationals, he knew what type of pitcher Max Scherzer was on the mound and what type of competitor he was, but he wasn't aware of the mental side of Max Scherzer's game, the level of preparation that Max puts into his starts. Wieters says Max uses more of the statistical information to prepare for his outings, poring over numbers and spray charts, trying to figure out tendencies in an attack plan, while Wieters, on the other hand, goes more on what he sees with his eyes while watching film. It's different approaches, but Wieters says those two styles in concert make for a pretty good combination. Wieters telling me that Max's stuff might vary a bit from start to start, but there's never a letdown when it comes to his preparation, and he says that's a big factor in why Max has been so successful.
Over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. That's Dan with our Coons.com sideline report. Here comes pitch number 29. And that's his 21st strike. Leading off, shortstop Micah Viles, who's 6 for 24 in a couple of stints, covering 10 games with the Marlins this year. Signed him as a minor league free agent in May. Had 167 at bats with the Tigers last year after 3 years with Cleveland, big league time with Kansas City and Boston before that.
Well, Max will know that he hasn't swung and missed in his last 16 plate appearances there, if he's pouring over the data.
That ball down the left field line and getting foul to the left of the pole. Inside the Numbers, brought to you by Jeep. So consecutive 200 strikeout seasons by right-handers all time. Tom Terrific leads the list with Clemens and the big train right behind him. Look at the company Max Scherzer is in. King Felix among active pitchers in there.
1-2 to Aviles, who's seen Max a lot in the American League. 24 at bats with 7 hits.
But I like the mix of the analytics and the numbers from Max, and then the catcher a little more old school, pouring over video and trying to find holes in swings. And you combine the two, and it's been working. Can't argue with it.
1-2 delivery, front door, circling behind it. Defoe picks it up with his glove. Close and out, says Manny Gonzalez at first. Runner returning to the dugout.
Like Tim Wallach on the phone. They might check this out. You know, the one thing you could say about Wilmer is he does that little tap into his glove, and it's an extra click. We've talked about it a lot. It's a habit that Chris Spires tried to break with him. If you show me that whole play again, when he gets the ball, he sets himself, and then he re-taps, and that's what makes it close. It looks like they just got him. We'll see.
Play on.
Yeah, barely. Watch how he grabs the ball, picks it up, puts it in his hand, and then taps it back into the glove before he throws it. That's an extra step, step and a half if you're a fast guy, and that's why that was so close. It's a habit they're trying to break. Once you take the ball out, throw it. Don't tap it back into your glove.
Despaigne, first pitch swinging, and Defoe gets rid of that one in a hurry, moving to his left.
I think he heard me.
You know, that tells me that when he's on the move, he gets rid of it in a hurry. If it's right at him, he kind of takes that extra time you talked about.
I'm telling you, it's a habit that's deep ingrained, and once you do it, it's tough to break. But on this play going to his left, watch him. This is how you do it. Right out of your glove and then throw it. You know, and we've watched him all year. He's done a great job. So that's the play before where he taps and retaps. And that's a habit that's tough to break. It's almost like a nervous tick. They work on it every day, and then you get into the game, and, you know, that happens.
First time around the order, the Marlins go 1 for 9 with the Derek Dietrich double in the second, just out of Brian Goodwin's reach.
But at this level, when the game moves so fast, that could be the difference between safe and out, especially with a guy like Dee Gordon.
Well, you and I were sitting up here one day several weeks ago, and way before the game, he was out at shortstop, and Chris Spire was letting him have it from home plate, hitting him ground balls about getting rid of that thing.
But he was working with Adrian Sanchez to get it out of his glove. Chris has told me they've worked with it. And, you know, hey, he's played great. So it's kind of a nitpicky thing. But with the plus runners, if it's a habit that you can't break, you're going to see plays like that at first base.
Yeah, and you can't do that with this guy coming out of the batter's box. As Dee Gordon tries to make contact now, Scherzer has it 1-2. Little emergency hack to stay alive. Dee Gordon fouled out to Howie Kendrick for the first out of the game. He's 9 for 35 career against Max Scherzer. Swing and a miss on a nasty slider down and in. Max Scherzer, 3 innings, 4 strikeouts, 205 on the year, working well with the lead. Last week, the pitcher, Chris O'Grady, the hitter. First homer in the big leagues for Max Scherzer.
Look at a big looping curveball he just caught out front. He was faking the bunt, pulled his hands back, had nice rhythm through the swing. And if you've seen Max hit before, he's a guy that goes up the middle the other way. He doesn't pull pitches very often at all. Said that maybe his neck had something to do with that. He was having trouble looking to his left because of the spasm in his neck. It had something to do with him pulling that baseball.
So Scherzer trying to keep his home run streak alive here. 1 week later against a different pitcher, Odrisamer Despaigne, and the 0-1.
The Washington, D.C. Lexus dealers donate $250 to the Children's National Health System for the first 200 home runs hit by the Nats this season. Lexus, experience amazing.
Max Scherzer is going to keep his consecutive hit streak alive. Up the middle to lead off the bottom of the third, and the crowd loves it. Max Scherzer's now 10 for 45 on the year, and his career batting average is getting up almost to 200.
Leg kick. Barrel's overrated right off the label. And a boring single for Max Scherzer after his 3-run taters last at bat, but he'll take it.
3-game hitting streak for Max, now batting .222 this year. We get to show all kind of stats when Scherzer's pitching that we don't do for anybody else. That's a double play. Speared by Gordon. And the umpire, Manny Gonzalez, waiting to make sure Tomas Telis held on to that ball. It was bang bang at first and a 4-3 double play.
That's a healthy Max Scherzer. That's all you care about on that play. He's upset that he got doubled off. You know, it's his day. He's a baseball player. We talk about it all the time. But the way he went back into first right here, everyone holding their breath. That could have got real weird. The ankle on the base. I saw that. And looks like he's good, though.
Some kind of play by D. Gordon. Goodwin's line drive was headed to the gap. Here's Howie Kendrick with 2 outs. Two double play balls in different fashion for Despaigne so far. The Nationals were in San Diego on Friday, May 15th, 2015, and Despaigne went 3 innings, gave up 7 runs on 10 hits to the Nats. It was a 10-0 Washington win that night behind Jordan Zimmerman. That was the night A.J. Cole got a save in a 10-0 game because he pitched 3 innings.
Remember, I think Jason Worth got hit by a pitch that night, too.
You are right, his second time up.
I think he had to leave the game, too.
He did.
And he went on the DL.
He was replaced by Tyler Moore, who's now a Marlin. 2-2. There he is. One of our all-time favorites. And Howie Kendrick unable to stop his swing. So the Nats, after the Scherzer leadoff hit, gone quickly thanks to a great play by D. Gordon. F4 Toyota. What drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. So top four, Max Scherzer, pretty efficient so far. 1 hit to 10 batters. It's a great ball cap to go with the Nats jersey.
Little natted dude.
Max 40 pitches, 30 strikes. Stanton, Yelich, and Ozuna 2, 3, 4. Then Giancarlo on a pitch cutting away, swing and a miss first time up to strike out.
Well, he's swinging it well. He's the guy that Max Scherzer is probably most worried about in this lineup. 3 home runs over the weekend against the Braves, and just missed a 4th off the top of the wall.
And he's going to get that fastball call up in the zone to make it 0-2. Right now, 4 ahead of the remarkable Dodger rookie Bellinger. Many surprised that Jay Bruce didn't change addresses at the trading deadline. Deep inside the numbers, have you checking out these silver sluggers? Giancarlo homering just under every 14 at bats.
And he's throwing it back to 1984 with the stance too. There's not too many guys you see with a closed stance like Stanton's featuring, and it's something that he's just done recently. And I think it's to keep his front side closed and keep him on those sliders away. But how many guys do you see with that pronounced of a closed stance? I always felt like, just tinkering with it here and there, that it was tough to get to the inside fastball with that stance.
Because you have to open up first, right?
Right. Kind of blocking yourself off to start with. Let's watch where his stride goes.
3-2. Swing and a miss on 95. All 5 of Scherzer's strikeouts swinging so far.
Well, maybe you give up something to be able to hit another pitch, but that fastball on the outer 30 couldn't get to. And Max just rearing back and playing country hardball right there. Here's my heater, hit it.
Here's Christian Yelich, who struck out after fouling off a couple of pitches to close out a 13-pitch, 10-strike first inning. Up the middle, and that's through. Christian Yelich came in hitting .280, and Miami has its second base hit. Join us in celebrating Dream Foundation Day, Saturday, August 12th. Charitable works of the Nationals Dream Foundation will be recognized. Mystery grab bags available on the main concourse containing a baseball autograph by either a Nats player or manager Dusty Baker. Proceeds benefit the Dream Foundation. Visit nationals.com. Dream Foundation, so instrumental in helping out the health of our kids in the Washington community. Just had our big gala, about a month and a half ago. It was fantastic. Here's Marcell Ozuna, the All-Star. Came into this game 6th in homers, 3rd in RBIs. He's driven in 87. Most in his career, 85 3 years ago. And Max had him reaching. Murphy pointing up in the air. Ball's got some carry to it. Harper in front of the scoreboard for the second out.
All right, I got your stat of the night, so gather around, kids. I know you love stats. This is not counting tonight. Get this, right-handed hitters since the start of the 2016 season against Max Scherzer, 97 for 676. That's a 143 average since the start of last year.
They'll get 100 hits sometime.
And I'm looking, and it's gotten better tonight. So
yeah,
97 for 676.
Well, there are 2 hits tonight, both by left-handed batters. Here's JT Realmuto, who
pinned Howie Kendrick up against the bullpen wall in left field. First time up. On a ball hit a mile high that kept going, but not far enough. Time given on the long hold by Scherzer. Talked about Zimmerman at home. JT is their guy on the road. 366 away from Marlins Park. Second best road batting average behind guess who? Daniel Murphy. Murph comes out of the Chicago weekend where he produced big time, hitting 368 away from Nationals Park. Defoe really playing to pull here at deep short. And Scherzer continues to throw the heater mid-90s by these Marlins right-handed hitters. Crowd cheering for number 6 here. Yelich runs efficiently, doesn't run a lot. He's 9 out of 10 this year. Abbreviated schedule tonight around the major leagues. Other than these two, nobody from the National League East playing tonight. Runner on the move and a ground ball hugging the dirt over to Defoe. Got rid of it, and that's it. Scherzer, 2 hits, 5 strikeouts through 4. Here comes Bryce to lead off. It'll be Harper, Zimmerman, Murphy. Save you 15% or more in car insurance. Geico.com. See how much you could save. Looks like it's going to be Tom all the way. George behind him. Teddy and Abe trailing. So on the year, Thomas Jefferson 19. Abe has won 17. George 15. And Teddy a sort of lovable loser again.
When you have insight, you know how to handle your finances with confidence. Brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. So last 10 games, Neftali Soto's got it going on. IL Player of the Week. So 1/4 of his hits have left the yard lately. This one's going to leave the yard, it appears. See you later. Bryce Harper. Career homer number 150 on his 29th of the year. RBI number 82.
'150th home run of Bryce Harper's career. Tell you what, Giancarlo Stanton didn't see that baseball at all. It's twilight here at Nats Park. It's that time when you lose the ball in the lights and the sky, and he didn't have any idea where that was. So a high far one for Bryce. Looked like a first pitch curveball, and this is the pitch he's just been punishing lately. D. Gordon didn't move. Look at the bottom of the screen. Giancarlo's trying to find it, and then he finally sees it and says, that's gone.
Zimmerman a walk, and then he scored the Nats' first run on the Matt Wieters hit. So Bryce Harper, 56th extra base hit and his 90th run. I mean, every time he takes a big swing, there's about 4 different categories to update. One and 2 to Ryan against Despaigne. Career 1 for 2 with a run batted in. That was Bryce Harper's second career hit in 4 at-bats against this right-hander.
.412 feet for home run number 29.
Up and in, counts full. That ball hammered.
So Bryce Harper, check out his head, pretty still right here. And then watch him kind of go back into his launch mode. Just a little coil on his back leg, probably 60-40 to 100-0. And then watch the throw of the bat, staying through the ball. Helmet stays on. It's been coming off a little bit. Good extension, using the lower half real well right there and kept the head nice and still. Beautiful swing.
3-2 to Zimmerman. That's going to get him. Ryan knows it. Fastball buzzing the inside edge.
I would say home run 28 at Wrigley the other day for Bryce was a curveball too. No, I think it was a fastball. My bad. John Lackey threw 2 away. Tried to get 2 away, fouled him off, then he yanked the fastball back across the plate, and Bryce tapped it for his 28th.
Daniel Murphy into this game tonight, 7 for 15 his last 4. So that goes back into the series in Miami. Target in, better get it in. And they get it for a strike. Similar to the pitch they got him on the first time. Had him reaching a bit. This fly ball goes further. Yelich, 2 down.
Pretty good series coming up. East meets West, or East meets West, when the Nats host the Giants. You can eat at the game too. It's August 11th through the 13th at Nats Park. Enjoy a great weekend of baseball. Giants coming to town. Visit nationals.com for tickets. So 705-705-135. The Giants 44-69, 36 games back in the West.
How about that?
That just looks weird.
Rendon hit by a pitch first time, and thankfully we haven't had to mention anything else about that since. And a 1-1. That was a changeup, and I cringed a little bit there. That was dangerously close to the hands again. Despaigne hit him with an off-speed pitch first time, as we mentioned. Then, of course, FP tagged it. Hey, if it pinches your fingers between the ball and the bat, it doesn't make any difference if it's off-speed or not. So
feel good.
Matt's doing a great job of maintaining and succeeding without key players. 2-2. Then Despaigne sidearm whips it outside, 3-2.
Yeah, 4.4 pitches per at bat for Anthony. That's third most in baseball. I feel like he just put 3-2 on the board and save everybody time every time he gets up there.
Yeah, you could put 3 and 2 on the board. He'd still get the pitch count up, foul a few off.
Yeah.
Probably check a swing here and there.
He's so good at fouling borderline pitches off and then finally getting one with a lot of plate and doing damage.
Rendon waits for that one, shoots it to left. Ozuna back in good fashion to grab it. That guy's been good on both sides of the ball. So has Bryce Harper, who's played great right field this year. And now, first pitch attacking bottom of the fourth, and there it went, 4-12.
Did he give me a hair flip? I missed it. Yeah, there it is. Oh, look at that salad. Unbelievable. Yeah, show you Wilmer Defoe against Mike Aviles. The exchange time 1.4 seconds. We told you about the glove tap and making it close, but watch this one. The next hitter, Despaigne, and he just gets rid of it real quick. So, you know, maybe on the fly learning. He's played so well for these guys. He's played a nice shortstop. He's been a spark plug on day games after night games. The energy's been fantastic, but you know, something maybe the more you play up here, you learn, the quicker you get rid of it. That's the key to everything. Omar Vizquel, the best I've ever seen at that. He just got the ball, got rid of it, and got everybody by a half a step.
Derek Dietrich, their best hit ball of the night. A double over the racing back Goodwin first time. That was with 2 outs back in the second. So Max gives him an off-speed hook right there in the mid-70s. No balls, 2 strikes. Not to be lost in all of this, the night that Max Scherzer is having. Those first 3 innings, some of his most efficient work of the year, averaging 13 pitches per and 10 strikes per inning. Second inning, because of the Dietrich double, got extended just a bit. Swing and a miss on the off speed. There's number 6. First out, top 5. Mercedes-Benz on the pitch cast.
And pulls the string right here. Good arm speed on the changeup, 85. Dietrich with a double on a fastball first time up. Gets a changeup from Max Scherzer for strike 3.
There's Tomas Telis. One hopper to Murphy first time with Dietrich aboard back in the second. Max really throwing his secondary pitches for strikes here.
You'd think he'd feel strong after 10 pitches last time out. The curveball he's only thrown 8% of the time, but tonight it's been a beauty for him.
And a ball to left. Howie Kendrick to his right, cutting it off, trying to keep Telis at first. He'll go in head first for the double. Marlins third base hit tonight, couple of 2-baggers.
Think you could hit a home run? Well, you can't. Try your luck at the Free Cox Virtual Home Run Derby. You might be able to do it. That's a bullpen, 1201 Half Street prior to each game. That's Wednesday through Sunday at the bullpen. Bob will be out there pitching to you.
In that case, you might be able to go deep, unless I buzz the tower a few times.
Yeah, that guy can hit a home run. You?
You're talking to the audience.
Yeah,
not me,
in
right?
general, everybody.
I'd be included
Well,
in
if
that.
they could, they'd be standing out there. We'd be talking about.
Fair. No, I think you've done a good job over the last couple of years of putting your buddies who say they could do that in their proper place.
I can hit so-and-so. No, you can't. I promise you I can hit a ground ball to short off. No, sorry, you can't.
You know what would put a stop to that real quick? One foul tip to the front ankle.
You know it's.
I think about that all the time, facing, trying to step in against stuff like this. You just foul one off your foot and you'd be done.
They wouldn't even do that.
If you make contact.
They couldn't do that. And they all think they can.
Yeah.
Stand up there and see one Max Scherzer fastball and you'll get it. Trust me.
Yeah, you'll be happy to return to your way of living.
You can't. I mean, they always pick out somebody from another team that's throwing like 85 and, oh, I can hit that guy. No, you can't. Trust me, you can't. Played in college. I don't care. You can't. You're 43. There's a reason you're pressing mute when I'm talking at home, because you can't hit.
Not that I tried to get you riled up or anything about this. 0-2. And Mike Avila staying alive, extending to hit that ball out of play. Despaigne on deck for another at bat. Off speed, left side. Rendon cuts it off, eyeballs the runner and throws out the hitter.
The kind of plays you just say, well, you see him every day, nice play, but ball hit on the nose, going to your left. Looks it into his glove, watches the runner back for a click, and then throws a bullet right on the money. So smooth over there. Those of you that don't get to see Anthony Rendon on a daily basis, he can really pick it. See him look back the runner, pick up his target. And a bullet right on the money.
Odrisamer Despaigne, 2 for 57 as a big league hitter. Bounced out to Wilmer Defoe for the second out back in the third. Chris O'Grady, the rookie starter for the Marlins, had to leave after 18 pitches with a right oblique. He's responsible for the first run. He had walked Ryan Zimmerman leading off the second. Popped up Murphy, and then he felt something. Don Mattingly and trainer Sean Cunningham had to come out for the second time, and that was it. So Despaigne, who has started a lot in the big leagues, trying to get as many innings for the Marlins out of the bullpen and trying to keep this game close. One ball, one strike. Up the middle with a base hit. Taylor around third. And he's ahead of the throw. It's a 2-1 game. So Despaigne gives up a homer to Harper and then gets that run right back with his bat. And that is his first major league RBI.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming. You're just thinking this is another K for Max Scherzer, and then goes with the fastball up. And Despaigne on top. Good throw from Brian Goodwin, but just like that, it's a one-run game. Clutch hit by the Marlins pitcher of Max Scherzer.
Yeah, they have hits in the same inning for the first time tonight. Top of the order now, D. Gordon.
It's the first hit by a Marlins right-handed hitter tonight.
Of all people. On a heater. Gordon has fouled out down the left field line and struck out swinging. And Gordon slapping one the other way. Just foul.
D. Gordon didn't run right there, and that was close.
Yeah.
He must have saw it tailing down in the corner foul, but that was a lot closer than I thought just by watching D at the plate not run. A lot of times I'll look at the hitter, especially way up high where we're at here, to see if it's fair or foul. And it was this close.
Let's play the outfield way around to that side. Time given very late. Max able to shut it down. Taylor got around late for his double the other way. And Gordon almost duplicated that. This one out of play right side.
And that's our 24 and 23 against the Marlins since the start of 2015. 14 and 14 since the start of 2016. So the Marlins always play the Nats real tough regardless of the standings.
1-2 with 2 outs. Zimmerman plays behind the runner. Fastball up, 2-2. Inside the Number is brought to you by Jeep. Marlins have won the close games. That's an interesting stat, 7 out of 9. Even though the Nats have outscored them. Neither team great with runners in scoring position. Two. Max's overall opponent's batting average coming into this game, 169. Chris Sale has the best American League mark at 198. D. Gordon hanging tough. 3-2.
Espana's feeling frisky at first. He was looking like he wanted to go there 2-2. Now obviously he's going to go 3-2, 2 outs. He's playing with house money. He wasn't supposed to pitch tonight. He wasn't supposed to hit, and he definitely wasn't supposed to be on against Max Scherzer, and he's feeling good.
Yeah.
Why not?
Standing on deck, suddenly a key pitch in this game. And Gordon's going to pull it to right. Bryce Harper is there. So the pitcher knocks in a run for the first time in his career to make this a 2-1 game.
Grand slam tie ball game. 8th inning, Carl Edwards Jr. on the mound. First pitch curveball just hanging there. And Matt Wieters knew it. We didn't. You couldn't tell yesterday. Some balls were carrying, some balls weren't. It was one of those days at Wrigley where you weren't sure, but Matt Wieters was. A grand salami. What is ball club 8-4? They'd score one more on the Brian Goodwin home run. And a nice way to get on the plane. I'll tell you what, it was looking like the Cubs were going to take 2 out of 3. And the Nats, with their quick strike offense, we've talked about it all year long, found a way for a happy flight home into a big homestand.
Man, that's what we mean when we've talked this year about that long lineup. It can come from the number 7 hole. It can come from number 8 when you need a big hit. So a 2-4 possible road trip turned into a split of the 6 games. And the Nats, they came home with a road record of 36-22. Only the Houston Astros are better away from their home ballpark. They are 38-15.
Tell you what, Matt Wieters has been clutch all year. His numbers probably aren't where he loves them, but it seems like he's gotten big hit after big hit all season long.
Wieters hitting just under 250. Career average when the Nats obtained him, 256. Despaign's now thrown 40 pitches, 25 strikes. Fourth time he's appeared in relief as a Marlin against the Nationals. Previously 3 2/3, no runs, 2 hits. Fastball outside, 1-2. Don Mattingly's ball club on the road, 25-29. 1 under at home. And Wieters will take it close, 2-2.
Yeah, Wieters more of a low ball hitter left-handed, a high ball hitter right-handed. You saw StatCast there with the at-bat, everything up in the zone from Despaigne. I think that's by design.
You were a switch hitter. Is that true of most?
Depends which hand you throw with.
Okay.
You throw right-handed, your right hand's your dominant hand, so right-handed you get on top of balls better. You throw left-handed and you're a switch hitter, which you don't see too many left-handed throwers that are switch hitters.
Right.
You know, you get on top of the high pitch left-handed because the left hand is your dominant hand. The top hand kind of dictates if you can be a good high ball hitter or not.
Well, here's Wilmer, who has shown us surprising pop from both sides of the plate. .6-3 double play last time to end that second inning when he hit a ball right near the bag. That one's going to be unreachable for Mike Aviles. Defoe's going to make the turn, go a long way, and then come back. He rounded first the way you're supposed to, went about a third of the way to second base. And Wilmer Defoe now hitting over .345 in his last 26 games.
What he's done so well is stay down in his crouch and hit the low ball. And he is a better high ball hitter right-handed. But there was a time this year when he's coming up out of his stance and having trouble with that pitch, but he's done such a nice job of staying in his crouch, hitting the low ball well. He did the other day at Wrigley Field, and the big turn at first base he was thinking about too, but you see how level he stays. He didn't come up and out of his stance. He stayed down on the baseball and threw it. What a beautiful swing.
Wilmer Defoe now has 49 hits on the year.
No lead and a throw over.
16 hits last year. He probably more than any has made good on his opportunity to play. Dietrich really in shallow at third. So Max may be looking the other way. Took a stab at it. Strike one.
Well, you got good runner at first base, and you probably want to make Telis field it if you can. Max looking 2 or 3 times back at Bob Heming like, hey, can I slash right here? Can I butcher boy and pull this thing back and hit another tater?
Well, last week he went from butcher boy to home run boy. You don't often see somebody square and then hit it out of the park.
Right. Seen it happen before. It kind of gives you rhythm in your swing.
They can't get him out.
He's hitting right here, I think. Yep. That was down. You could read his lips.
Dietrich on the grass at third, still creeping. Scherzer trying to unleash a swing, saw it going outside. So he'll work through at least 5 pitches here. Great take on a close pitch. So we'll see at least 6 now.
Start the runner. Go ahead and run, Dusty. Let's see what you got. That'd be a huge gamble, wouldn't it? Hey, Max will get it on the ground. This guy competes. Doesn't matter what he's doing. Hitting, fielding, pitching, running the bases. He competes.
Defoe actually walking back to the bag when Despaigne stepped off. Outfield around to the right. Shallow. And Scherzer will fly one shallow to right. Long run for Giancarlo, and he'll catch the fair ball. 2 down.
Well, this was to lead off the top of the 9th yesterday. It was already 8-4, and then Koji came in and first pitch fastball ambushed by Brian Goodwin for his 12th home run of the year.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Giancarlo Stanton, he'd have 13. Game-ending play down in Miami last week, reaching over the wall. He has struck out and hit hard, lined hard into a double play tonight. Ball 1. That line drive back in the 3rd was against Despaigne. Two and 0. Two on Nats, bottom of the 5th. So moving around in the left field bullpen now. Hunter Cervenka, one of their 2 lefties.
See if Wilmer decides to go here. 3-1, a pitch early.
So that ball cutting in on him. Full count, 2 outs. Good speed at first, good speed in the batter's box here. Kendrick waiting. So pitch number 5, the only one anywhere near inner half so far. He goes in there again and gets a called 3rd strike. Right now, Despaigne, the MVP of this game for the Marlins, keeping it close, arm and bat.
Scherzer doing his thing. Despaigne doing his thing at the plate too. But Bryce Harper with his 150th career home run. And we have to put some StatCast on it, don't we? Exit velocity 105.3, projected home run distance 412 for number 29. And I want to do some StatCast on the hair flip. What's the exit velocity and launch angle of that right there? StatCast is brought to you from Fios by Verizon. Fios is not cable. We're wired differently. Go to getfios.com today.
Here comes matchup number 3 between Scherzer and Stanton. First 2 resulting in swinging strikeouts. Victim number 1 in the first and number 5 in the fourth. Nats play a shift on the infield now. Zimmerman 35 feet or so off the bag on the right side. Everybody else to the left of the second base bag.
Do you flirt with this guy at all in a 1-run game in the 6th?
We know Max doesn't back down from anything, but you got to play the scoreboard, don't you?
Well, it's Max Scherzer too, so I don't know. We'll see.
He just blows the fastball by him at 96, and that's not the first time tonight. On the appeal, no swing, says Manny Gonzalez, who will have the plate tomorrow night.
That was interesting. Matt Wieters went slider, then fastball away, fastball in, then curveball, and finally they settled on the change. Max calling his own game right now. Look at this. That was the 5th, 6th, 7th sign. They're going to do it all over again.
Stanton high in the air to left center. This game is tied. Number 37, RBI number 80.
Ties a career high for Giancarlo Stanton. That's his 37th homer of the year. Hit 37 in 12 and 14. Club record is 42. That was Gary Sheffield in 1996. Fastball right down the middle. Stanton geared up for that one. And I don't know if that whole sequencing thing and stepping off, he finally guessed right, but he was definitely sitting on the heater, and he definitely hit it far. And he definitely tied this game up.
That's how the 6th inning starts. Here's Yelich, who singled his last time. 18th homer of the year given up by Max Scherzer. Giancarlo's 2nd career against Max.
I think Matt Wieters wanted the off speed to Stanton right there. Max was feeling the heater because he just blew one by him. I think catchers will tell you they'd rather have a pitcher shake them off and be 100% committed to that pitch and that count than throw something maybe they're not so committed in. Just Stanton guessed right. It's a good hitter and he hit it far. Set a trap on the first swing and miss.
Long count. Mike Maddox studying his ace. And Yelich will take the walk. First issued by Scherzer tonight.
And StatCast this home run for you. Belt tie fastball. What do you got? Fios by Verizon. 107.3, 410 feet. And left the mark on the bullpen wall. It's his 17th career home run at Nats Park. So most by any visiting player.
So I've got him at 245 career now. Blown away on the slider. Max missing by some margins here. And Matt Wieters out for a visit.
It's a reset maybe.
11 pitches this inning without an out. So the Marlins box score, only one hit, the Dietrich double in the first 3 innings. Yelich a single in the 4th. Taylor the double in the 5th, and driven home by Despaigne. 3rd major league hit, 1st RBI. And then here in the 6th, it's Stanton putting this game back even. Now it's the right-hander Drew Steckenrider. Despaigne, by the way, at 58 pitches through 3 2/3. And this one high in the air out to center for Brian Goodwin. Yelich about a 1/3 of the way to second, then he retreats for the first out. Nats Road Ahead, driven by your local Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyFirst.com. It's A.J. Cole tomorrow night against right-hander Vance Worley, who is with the Nats in spring training. Gio goes for number 10 against lefty Adam Conley on Wednesday night. Thursday night is also a 7:05 game with Tanner Roark and Dan Straley. So A.J. Cole tomorrow. And yeah, Gio almost had the no-hitter in Miami a week ago tonight. Tanner Roark, Edwin Jackson getting the job done in Chicago to get the Nats a couple of wins there. And Eric Fetty yesterday, the rookie, got a taste of Wrigley Field.
Edwin was real good after the first inning the other day.
Yeah.
Real good.
Steven Strasburg has thrown a bullpen in the last day or so and continues on his way back, according to Dusty this afternoon. JT Realmuto, a fly to deep left and a ground ball to short.
Sometimes pitchers just sit there and talk about what they would throw to a certain hitter in a certain situation. A lot of times they're not talking about baseball, but right now they are. I saw Gio do the curveball thing with his hand, so they're talking pitches.
Scherzer front door with the slider. 0-2.
Pitch number 90 on the way.
Yeah, it's been a long 2 innings. Max very unhappy with that.
He thought that was late. There's certain times when he just expects it, right? Because he holds the ball so long. He practices this in his warm-ups if you watch him before a game, so he understands, you know, when time is granted before he starts his motion. But that time he felt it was late. You could hear him. Pretty sure you heard him.
And then Realmuto overmatched on that. And JT Realmuto is now 1 for 17 career against Max Scherzer. 2 outs.
A little emotion behind this fastball, I believe. I'd say the reaction after there was strike 3, kind of squared up and said, give me that ball back, let's do this.
Strikeout number 7 on the night with Dietrich coming in. And after his double in the second, Max worked him over with off-speed stuff to strike him out leading off the 5th.
We have snarls.
Runner going, off speed, and the throw behind the runner into center field. And for Matt Wieters, that'll be his 4th error of the year. Steal of second by Yelich, his 10th, and then to third on the E2.
Not the best jump by Christian, but he made up for it with some long strides. He was getting it about halfway to second. Then a nice read by rolling his head to the outfield, finding the baseball, and getting to third with 2 outs. And it looked like Defoe couldn't handle that sinker in traffic. Not an easy play.
Count to Dietrich, 0-1.
Situation changed for Max. Does he go for the right-hander on deck who hit a double off him last time, or Talisa's a switch hitter, the left-hander on deck? But Dietrich has handled him.
Yeah.
In the past.
.95, uncatchable for the hitter. 1-2.
That's where he usually psychs himself up in a big situation. Let's watch his face right here.
Swing and a miss. Number 8. Scherzer threw 6 in a 2-2 game, battling away on a very muggy night. 2-3-4 for the Nats. So Max gives up the Stanton homer and then bears down. We're all tied after 5.5. Interesting ball game. Felt like the Nats were way ahead when it was 2-0. Marlins have thrown up a couple of runs to tie things up. And for Miami, 26-year-old right-hander Drew Steckenrider.
Yeah, 3 pitches, fastball, slider change, fastball 96. Nats saw him at Marlins Park where he likes to throw the fastball up with 2 strikes.
And all 3 guys due up in this inning. Faced him last week. Kendrick, Harper, Zimmerman. Then at the inning continues Murphy. Nats box. RBI by Matt Wieters. With 1 out, back in the second, plated Ryan Zimmerman, who had walked earlier. And then Bryce Harper led off the 4th with his 29th home run. Steckenrider, 6'5", 215, Atlanta kid, pitched at Tennessee. And Howie Kendrick able to foul it off.
And nobody up in the Nats bullpen, so this is all still Max Scherzer.
Yeah, still a win up for grabs if the Nationals can take the lead here. Despaigne did a solid job for them. 3 2/3, a run on 4 hits. The Harper homer. Had a couple of double plays. Kept it close, and he actually got him a step back toward tying it with his bat. Kendrick, a slow bouncer out to short for Micah Vilas. First out, bottom 6. Let's go back inside the numbers, brought to you by PNC Bank. So, young sluggers, their age when they hit their 150th career home run. So Giancarlo, 24 and 290. Trout 5 days later when we compare it all. And Bryce right on schedule. 14th player in big league history to hit 150 before turning 25. Unbelievable names on the list. Swing and a miss by Bryce.
Well, I'm going to say the same thing I said Scherzer versus Stanton. If you're Steckenrider, do you even flirt with Bryce Harper in this situation? Tie game, bottom of the 6th. He's already got 1 home run tonight.
Struck him out in their only meeting last week. .97. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
See it from the side. What you don't see is the 97 had some arm side run to it. That started out right down the middle, maybe top of the strike zone, and ran up and away. I think they're going same place. Nope.
Harper fights it off and pops it up. Dietrich chasing. Nice play. Into the 9 o'clock hour. 7:05 ball game. First of a 4-game set. All night games with the Marlins. Bob, FP, and Dan. Johnny's back with Ray out in the studio. So the gang's all back together tonight for the start of a homestand that'll bring in the Giants this weekend. The Angels next week for a couple. 1-2, up and in, counts even.
Tried to run it back, it didn't come back enough. Just showing him that pitch in there to go away again. See everything at the top of the zone. We said he likes the high fastball. There's a good example. Another high fastball. Living on the top of that strike zone.
Harper the other way.
This is what the Cubs did to Bryce too. Everything was up and away with the fastball. Then on occasion they would drop the wrinkle in, the off speed with 2 strikes, bounce it. Does JT Realmuto go to the off speed here? Do they throw Bryce another fastball? Remember, he hit a curveball for a homer.
Gonna guide that ball up the middle to his right. Gordon got rid of it in a hurry to get the hustling Harper by a step. 2 down.
Bryce smelling the hit. That was a changeup from Steckenrider. Bryce busted it down the line, made it close. Gordon had to hurry.
Ryan Zimmerman a walk and a strikeout tonight. Ryan struck out by this right-hander last week. And staying alive here on 0-2.
By the swings by some pretty good hitters, it looks like that Steckenrider fastball is every bit of 96, 97 when it gets in the zone. High spin rate late, it looks like, based on what you're seeing.
And he pulls a string on a big hook. Nats go 1, 2, 3. So in the middle of our order, 7 at bats against Steckenrider. He's given up 1 hit.
Every time Max Scherzer takes the hill, just because it's an event you got to see. And tonight he hasn't disappointed at all. 6 innings, giving up just a couple of runs, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk. And a base hit to the pitcher and a tater by Giancarlo Stanton have been the runs for the Marlins. So he's out there to start the 7th. Toyota Case for Kids. Washington area Toyota dealers help children and their families by making a $37 donation to the Children's Inn and NIH for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this year.
Scherzer into the 7th. 7-8-9 for the Fish. First pitch swinging. Taylor with a ground ball foul. Last time Max won at least 7. July 7th and a 5-4 win here against the Braves.
Archie Field and Culbreth, 25th year in the big leagues.
Can't hurt him.
And the 0-2. Marlins about to pinch hit for Steckenrider. Junichi Tazawa getting ready.
I always thought it would be scary as a manager if your pitcher lasted just a couple of innings, got hurt, and then you had to manage your way through a tie ball game and not burn all your relievers.
Yeah, first game of a 4-game series. Well, Despaigne got 11 outs for them after O'Grady departed after only 4. So that was big. Got them into the 6th inning. And a bouncer that Zimmerman hopes stays fair. It does. He'll just come forward and tag the hitter.
All right, it's 90s night presented by Budweiser. Friday, August 11th at the ballpark. Dress up and celebrate the 90s. Enjoy a pregame concert featuring white Ford Bronco before you catch the Nats-Giants game at 7:05. Visit nationals.com. The juice is loose.
Mike Aviles, the shortstop, the hitter. Oliver Perez for the Nats with Max at 101 pitches. Took him 7 to get Taylese, who came up there swinging aggressively. And now a fastball's in there to Aviles, who's 0 for 2 with a couple of grounders pulled, 1 to short, 1 to third. And if the Nats take the lead, you would think Brandon Kinsler for the bottom of the 7th. Ichiro on deck, 12 career hits against Scherzer. Tonight's game on Masson brought to you by FH Fur. Absolutely the best.
And Dusty's trying to get Max through this inning to try to get him a win, but I feel like, and I could be wrong, that he's pitching on fumes right now.
Jam the hitter into a pop-up. Wieters. And that ball just over the screen.
See that donut sitting there right by Ichiro? That's dangerous. That's a bat sleeve. It's a donut. Right here.
Yeah, that needs to be over in the on-deck circle with all the other stuff.
And Wieters' foot was real close to that. And just sitting there all by itself. It's not in the on-deck circle. And I mean, you talk about messing up an ankle. Rendon has to wait for it.
Guns it to Zimmerman. Perfect throw. 2 down.
You know, maybe that donut ticked off everybody else in the on-deck circle and it's just all by itself over there. The bat boy keeps running by. It's bothering me. Does that mean I'm OCD? It's there, but if you pan back, the on-deck circle is way to the right. Look at this. It's just all by itself right there. Maybe Adrian Beltre put it there.
Yeah, that's got to go. Here's Ichiro, 12 for 44 against Scherzer with an RBI in his career. 3,061 major league hits. Another 1,300 in his Japanese career for this amazing hitter. Max Scherzer trying to get through 7 for the 13th time in 23 starts.
Dusty trying to get him his 13th win right here, and Max just everything he's got for one last out. And you could just tell when you watch this guy every 5th day, he is giving it all he's got. When he starts yanking the fastball, bouncing the slider, and bouncing the change, that's telling me he doesn't have his legs anymore, and he's feeling it. He's pitched hard out there tonight and ran the bases too.
And Oliver Perez ready for Gordon if it gets to that. And it will. 4-pitch walk. It's going to be Mike Maddox, not Dusty, to the mound. Scherzer's second walk of the night.
Deep breath, took his hat off. He can tell you he's fine. I'm good, I'm fine. You can read his lips. That's where he usually pumps himself up to get to the finish line. Despises whatever hitter's in the box, you know, makes it up. He is definitely running on empty right now.
D. Gordon 0 for 3 tonight in career 9 for 37 against Scherzer. Fly ball to right last time. That ended the 5th inning.
I mean, he knows he has Daniel Murphy, Anthony Rendon, and Matt Wieters coming up in the 7th, so he's trying to get through this thing. And he's starting to growl and talk to himself.
Hey, whatever it takes to get yourself through, right?
Yeah. It's like me in traffic.
You and hundreds of thousands others.
Pitch number 113 coming.
Most pitches Max has thrown since 120 in that aforementioned 7 2/3 against the Braves exactly 1 month ago. Serious jammage, and Gordon able to fight it off to stay alive. It's 0-2 now. Crowd starting to get into it here in the top of the 7th in a tie game.
Well, Max has said he uses the adrenaline from the crowd late in games to get him to the finish line, and they're trying to help him right now.
Ichiro 0 for 1 stealing this year. Swing and a miss. Number 9 for Max. And he's given himself a chance to be a winner down the road as Murphy, Rendon, and Wieters are due up. And Max Scherzer, 23 starts, goes at least 7 for the 13th time this year. Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. Yeah, the Nats have been going kind of round and round with the Marlins this year. 5-4 in favor of Miami, the season series. Max showing his toughness again tonight on a night when he really had to battle his way through 7 innings, and now the possibility for a go-ahead run and maybe a win.
I mean, pitched great tonight. The pitch up to Despaigne, you're not seeing that if you're Max Scherzer. You think you blow a fastball by the opposing pitcher. Then the shake-off with about 5 or 6 different suggestions. They finally settled on the fastball to Stanton after they blew it by him. He hit his league-leading home run to center field. So, you know, a nice outing for Max, and now it's going to be interesting to see if they can get him a win right here. He fought through that last inning. Daniel Murphy coming up, and we'll see what happens with the Nats bullpen. You'd think Ryan Madson could be tossing lightly down there in case they take the lead.
Maybe the good news of the night, the neck appears to be okay after Max's mishap in Miami a week ago. Comes out and throws 114 pitches and looked pretty good doing it.
Yeah, I think when you're 13 games up, that's the story of tonight. You'd like to get Max Scherzer his 13th win. He was staring at number 13 his last start against the Marlins. They staked him to a 6-0 lead, or he staked himself to a 6-0 lead. And when you're talking about postseason awards and maybe winning back-to-back Cy Youngs, I think that's why Dusty left him out there as long as he did.
Next up is 31-year-old Junichi Tazawa for the Marlins. 34th appearance, 26 hits in 32 innings. So he's been tough to hit, but he'll walk some guys. 23 Ks, 13 walks. Daniel Murphy is first. Here we go after the stretch. Left side, and that's right where Dietrich was playing. Ball deflects, and it's picked by Taylese at first base on a 5-6-3. Mike Avila saving the day for the Marlins.
That's big. Tie game, bottom of the 7th. You're thinking about leadoff man on. Murphy hit it hard. And Dietrich on the in-between hop uses the highline move to get it to his shortstop right there. Avila's doing a nice job of barehanding that ball and getting rid of it quick just to get Daniel Murphy.
Here's Anthony Rendon, 0 for 1 against Tazawa. Pardon me, 0 for 1 tonight, hit by a pitch. 0 for 2 against this right-hander. Came in hitting .352 in his last 27 games, did Anthony Rendon. Able to lay off the hook.
Tazawa throw that curveball around 10% of the time, but his out pitch is a split at 87. Fastball 57% of the time at 93.
Come on, Ed.
Yeah, quick with the heater. 94 to the outside edge.
Paint right here. Right on the corner.
That ball right down the steps of the Marlin dugout where there's no rail. There's Brandon Kinsler. They've got 2, 3, 4 due up. Top 8. Anthony Rendon able to react to that off speed and stay alive.
Max has spoiled us so much. 7 innings, 2 runs, 9 strikeouts. He pitched well tonight. I mean, there's a lot of guys in the league that would kill to have that line. I mean, he pitched really, really good tonight, but I mean, you watch that guy pitch and you're like, how does he give up a run ever?
Yeah. We are victims of the expectations we have every time Max Scherzer goes to the mound.
And we're used to seeing near no hitters and near perfect games, double-digit strikeouts, 20 strikeouts last year.
Yeah. And tonight a nightmare. 2 runs on 5 hits in 7 hard-fought innings. He said tongue-in-cheek. 2-2 with 1 out. And Rendon's bat really got slowed down by that pitch. Rio Muto onto the track. 2 down. Potomac Nationals back home starting tomorrow. 3 games against the Myrtle Beach Pelicans. Wednesday offers 2 chances for fans to win $10,000. Thursday summer camp day, 12:05 start. PotomacNationals.com. Check it out. Matt Wieters saw a good share of Tazawa in the American League. 4 for 10 with an RBI. Tazawa, Red Sox from 2009 through last year.
Well, that's where if you miss first pitch off speed, I'm all in on a fastball, and I'm trying to turn the fan on and make it a 3-2 game. And then when you miss with 2 in a row, I'm definitely looking fastball right here at 2-0. Kind of paint yourself into a corner.
There's Harleen Garcia. Saw Hunter Cervenka earlier. Those are the 2 lefties. They have 6 right-handers in their bullpen. 3-0. So he got the fastball but missed with it.
If he throws me a 3-0 forkball, he's got me, but I'm gearing up in a green light situation right here and trying to leave. Why not, right?
2 outs, bases empty. Why not? Especially after yesterday. To the outer half for a strike. Matt late for that one. Counts full. Pretty good adjustment to get the bat on the ball.
And fastballs away, 4 and 5, and all those ones you see below the zone are the forkballs, the splits.
It didn't take him long for that RBI hit back in the second.
Good battle going on. Looks like Matt Wieters is in 3-2 swing mode. And Dusty moved to the far end of the bench to try to generate some different feng shui.
Another 3-2. And Wieters to the shortstop, who will charge to his right. Aviles throwing across his body, and a 1-2-3. So their bullpen's been solid tonight. The Nats about to put theirs in for the first time tonight. Two of this series, A.J. Cole, 1-1, 4.91 ERA, lost at Miami last Wednesday. And then Vance Worley, who the Nats know well from spring training, has been around for a long time.
Worley career against the Nats 5-2, 11 games, 5 starts, career with a 2.78 ERA. Johnny and Ray same time, 6:30 with Nats Extra tomorrow night.
A 2-2 going to the top of the 8th. Brandon Kintzler out of the Nats bullpen. RBI Baseball 2017 is out now for Xbox One, PS4, iOS, and Android. Enjoy fast-paced pick-up-and-play MLB action packed with all your favorite MLB teams, players, and ballparks. Your breakout MLB season is here. You better come ready to play. Learn more at rbigame.com.
So already this will be appearance number 4 for Brandon Kintzler. 3 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, couple of strikeouts. And a tall order here with Giancarlo, Christian Yelich, and Marcell Ozuna, top 8. Drew Stevenson, double switch. He'll bat 9th. That'll put him up 2nd after Defoe in the bottom of this inning. Work to do before then.
Oh, there's the 2-seam fastball that he's really kept in on right-handers so far since we've seen him. 94 on average. Slider going the other way at 87. Occasional changeup at 88.
Stanton 2 for 8 career against the Nats right-hander. And 1 for 3 with that monstrous home run last time up, leading off the 6th. The high fly ball that hit off the side wall of the bullpen. This is a chopper to the left side. Here comes Defoe on the charge. Gets rid of it. Nicely done for the first out.
I've seen Kintzler so far. Tough guy to elevate. 54% of his outs have been on the ground, and Wilmer does a nice job of charging that. Nice job on the exchange, and gets Stanton, who was hustling down the line. Nice play.
Next up, Christian Yelich. 4th inning single, 6th inning walk and a steal. Got to third base and stayed there when Dietrich struck out to end the inning. In the matchup department, 0 for 3 Yelich against Kintzler. Two and 0.
I don't think I've seen him with a 3-ball count yet since he's been a Nat.
His 2nd walk as a National against 2 strikeouts.
Want a meet and greet with Anthony Rendon? Check out Marlins Nationals on Facebook to see how you can enter. That's facebook.com/Marlins Nationals for your chance to win a meet and greet with Anthony Rendon.
Marcell Ozuna. Scherzer got him 3 times tonight, a strikeout, 2 fly balls. And now Kintzler missing on 5 in a row.
Keeps going back to that rosin. I wonder what his grip is like on the ball tonight. You saw Max Scherzer sweating a lot.
And Max comes away with a no decision. He'll stay at 12-5.
Max's ERA went up just a couple of clicks tonight to 2.23, and the opponent's batting average up 1 point to 170 through his 7 tonight.
Like what Matt Wieters did right there, called the slider. Maybe get Brandon's release point back where it needs to be. He was missing with the fastball, so try something different.
1-1 and a pop-up right side. Murphy pointing up. Bryce Harper sees it. 2 outs here in the 8th. And JT Realmuto happy to see anybody but Scherzer, 1 for 17 career as we mentioned earlier, faces Kinsler for the first time.
See, 2-2 bottom or top of the 8th. I feel like if you're Christian Yelich at first base, you got to go. I mean, what's the worst thing that happens? You know, JT Realmuto leads off the 9th.
And the Marlins, as a rule, of course, most of this is D. Gordon, pretty good running ball club.
I mean, he already stole second in the 6th. Kinsler pretty quick to the plate, but I think it's worth the risk.
Yeah, these are their guys. Gordon 40 steals, Yelich 11. That's 51 of their 59. Good point. Tie game, make something happen.
I mean, in my mind, it's if you get thrown out, so what situation. The risk, or the reward, I should say, outweighs the risk.
Hard hit, and Rendon, the short way to Murphy. Another solid inning by guys in that so-called A bullpen of the Nats. Kinsler gets the job done.
Number 29, then Giancarlo Stanton in a 2-1 game. In the top of the 6th, it is 37th. That ties his career high. He hit 37 in 12 and 14. And there's your game summary. Nats looking for a run here as Sean Doolittle gets up in the bullpen.
'24-year-old lefty Jarlin Garcia for the Marlins. He's a rookie, 49th appearance, 3.35 the ERA. Not that hittable. 26 hits in 38 innings. 29 over 9 the strike to walk numbers. First batters, he's been very efficient. So it's turned into a nice cool evening at the ballpark. This one up for grabs as these two teams continue to battle in the National League East. And then Sean Doolittle up for the 9th. I mean, when you're home, your closer's going to pitch the 9th inning, whether you're ahead or tied.
So it's Defoe, Stevenson, and Goodwin. 3 speed guys. Then the pitcher spot after that in front of Harper. Wilmer Defoe against Garcia, 0 for 1. Had him out ahead. Counts even, 1-1.
Got 2 pitches from Garcia. Fastball, well, 3 pitches. Fastball, slider change. Fastball 94. Slider 84. Occasional change at 87, 88.
Dietrich close to the bag at third. So it's to his left. And even if Aviles had picked that up, Wilmer Defoe probably would have beaten it out. He's 2 for 3 tonight, and the 8th inning is off to a good start.
Game on, here you go. Wilmer Defoe, leadoff man on, and we'll see if Andrew Stevenson can bunt him along. You're thinking that's the play right here. Leadoff man on, tie game, bottom of the 8th. Your closers tossing in the bullpen. That's looking for a run any way they can.
Wilmer Defoe now over 350 his last 26 games. Andrew Stevenson, good speed. Had 10 steals at AA Harrisburg, AAA Syracuse combined this season. Dietrich well in at third. Right now he's about 75 feet from home plate on the throwover by Garcia.
Well, that throwover is to see if Stevenson was showing. I didn't see him move his hands.
Yeah, about 2-3 feet short of a big lead, and Stevenson pulls the bat back. Ball 1.
Little trickier for a lefty to bring it with him toward first. You'd obviously want the first baseman to field this. Dietrich is breathing down your throat, and you're hoping that Wilmer Defoe can take care of everything if you just get it down.
That's going to get the job done. In fact, he scampers to first, making Garcia throw a pill down to D. Gordon. So Defoe with that speed at second base, representing the lead run. Well done by the rookie.
Telling you, on a winning ball club, a first place team, tie game, bottom of the 8th, that's a great at bat. You come off the bench cold, the good form. Look at him get the barrel out in front, bring it with him a little bit, and get Wilmer Defoe the go-ahead run to second base. Nicely done by the young Andrew Stevenson.
Yeah, nice greetings in the dugout after that. So here's Goodwin, lefty-lefty matchup as Brian faces Garcia for the first time. Adam Lind, the experience, the power, on deck to pinch hit for Kinsler. To the right side, D. Gordon. Over to third is Defoe, 2 down.
Wilmer's getting closer. Well, you figure that Lind is going to see some off speed here. And if you're Wilmer Defoe on third, you're looking for that off speed in the dirt.
Amazing as a pinch hitter this year, Lind. 12 for 32 with the 3 homers and the 9 batted in. That's on the inside edge.
Only 15 at-bats against left-handers this year, but Dusty feeling it. Maybe a hunch, maybe he just wants his best pinch hitter up there.
Yeah. That is foul, fortunately for the Nats, just to the right of the bag. And it's 0-2.
Adrian Sanchez, Dusty's other option. And the way Adam Lind has been off the bench this year, you can't blame Dusty going left on left right now.
Yeah.
It's been his guy all year.
Oh, 2, and it's up the middle. A go-ahead pinch RBI. Adam Lind, his 10th pinch hit run batted in this season. 3-2 Washington.
That's why it's the right move. You got a guy that's not fazed by the situation. Jock Jones excited, the whole first base dugout excited, and Adam Lind, not a problem. Another clutch hit. I mean, has there been a more valuable bench player in all the big leagues than Adam Lind this year? If there is, I haven't heard. And Dusty Baker saying, I knew that. I have the horseshoe in my back pocket. It's been there my whole career.
Edwin Jackson will be the pinch runner.
That was clutch. I mean, not only do you get the go-ahead knock, but you get to come back to dugout and high-five everybody while you get somebody to pinch run for you. That is living the good life. Nicely done, Adam Lind, and that's his buddy right there, Wilmer Defoe. They're inseparable.
Who hits .394 as a pinch hitter? Nobody. But that's what Adam Lind's doing. It's amazing. And it started right on opening day this year. Beat the Marlins on opening day with a home run. So here's Bryce. He's 0 for 3 career against the lefty Garcia. Closer ready, as mentioned, when you're the closer and it's a home game, you're going to pitch the ninth, whether it's tied or you're ahead. And now he's got a chance for a save. Marlins have 6, 7, 8 due up. Two to Harper. Busted bat, base hit. Edwin Jackson racing to third. And Bryce Harper has a 2 for 4 night.
I'm telling you, don't try to think along with Dusty Baker. He pinch hits a lefty against a lefty. That's the right move. It's his best pinch hitter. And then he pinch runs Edwin Jackson, who had his cleats on. These guys are always ready to play in the dugout. You just never know what he's going to do, but they're always ready for whatever he does. And tonight it's worked beautifully.
Well, so many teams employing 8-man bullpen these days. They only have, really, if you don't count the backup catcher, 3 extra men on the bench. So having a guy like Edwin Jackson, very valuable these days. It's a good athlete. He can run.
Nice bunt by Andrew Stevenson. That's not easy when everybody knows you're bunting and the go-ahead runs on first. So, especially at the major league level, nicely done. So nice inning and still going. What's Don Mattingly saying right here?
Only thing we could think of is whether or not Edwin Jackson touched second base. We'll see if they go up on the mound and then throw out there to appeal. Dee Gordon's walking away from the bag.
So they're going to appeal that he missed second base? Or is he just putting on a bunt, first and third steal defense right here?
Yeah, looks like the latter. Ryan Zimmerman, 0 for 1 career against Garcia. Nats by 1, a huge run sitting at third with 2 down. Marlins against Ryan Zimmerman, and of course Tim Wallach is their bench coach, and seems like for the last couple of weeks every time Ryan does something it breaks some sort of franchise record. Great right-handed hitter Tim Wallach, and this ball skied to right for Giancarlo Stanton. But Adam Lynn's 10th pinch RBI of the season is the difference in this game as it goes to the top of the 9th. Sean Doolittle, after these heroics by Lind, will face Dietrich, Telis, and Aviles. The Nats, 3-2. Brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces and their families for over 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA. Little late night fishing action on the river after a day of rain, and after a day of rain here at the ballpark, the field has played beautifully, and the Nats lead 3-2 with 3 outs to get. Johnny and Ray back together out there in left field. Tune into the Nats Extra postgame show presented by Who But WB Mason when this one's over. Sean Doolittle trying to make that happen in a hurry. Miguel Rojas will hit for Derek Dietrich against him. And these two will match up for the first time.
A fastball, slider, occasional change. Fastball 90% of the time at 95. Very old school, no nonsense type of closer. He's coming right at you with the heater.
Rojas 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter.
And he was a pain in the recent series in Miami. He was on base a lot and swinging it well.
Tried to check, but it's 0-2.
Yeah, there's the numbers against the Nats in 5 games this year.
Big swing on 96 upstairs.
Yeah, not a two-strike hack by any means. He was trying to tie it up.
Tomas Telis, the switch hitter. And a little flare to right. Murphy can't get there. Pinch hit for Rojas, tying run aboard, leading off the ninth.
A pretty good pitch by Doolittle. Rojas doing a nice job of fighting it off. Good effort by Murphy. Leadoff man aboard here. And what does Don Mattingly do? You'd think he's going to play for the win and not the tie based on the events tonight and all the pitchers he had to use. We'll see.
Yeah, 5 pitchers to get through 8 innings. Actually only, 8 tonight. The Nats got a run in the bottom to take the lead, and Rendon's going to charge from third here if they bunt. He doesn't show bunt, as you speculated. Strike one. And this one out to center. Here comes Goodwin. Plenty of time. He gets there for the first out.
A big first out.
Number 8 hitter Micah Vilas next, and then Tyler Moore has stepped out on deck. Aviles 0 for 1 career against Sean Doolittle. Nats have turned to 98 double plays this year. And another ball in the air, this one for Bryce Harper. It's going to come down between Sean Doolittle and the former Nat Tyler Moore. So you saw Tyler's overall numbers. As a pinch hitter, 9 for 34, a homer, 7 RBIs. Strike one. Way inside, 2-1.
Well, if you're Tyler Moore and you sit around for this long, this is the pitch you're thinking about.
Pulled the string on him with the splitter. 2-2.
See, I love when Sean Doolittle just makes you think about the off speed. At 2-1, you're thinking you're getting a heater, and he does this to you. And everybody on their feet here at Nats Park, listen to this.
Infield to pull, outfield straight away. Tyler Moore hangs tough. So here we go for at least 9 pitches between these two. And pitch number 9 is a game winner. Sean Doolittle, 6th save with the Nats already.
65th win of the year, and the Nats go 14 games up on the Marlins.
22 games over the 500 mark. Doolittle does the job again. Timely hitting, outstanding pitching tonight.